Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to G Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. And yeah, I'm hunkering down today. These winds started up early this morning, and they've been going all day long. So you can see the 24 mile per hour there, and you can see that the new weather station is predicting rain. Well, you can see it's the little dial on the bottom here is moved more towards stormy, and it's going to go over a little bit more between tonight and tomorrow, because Monday there's an 80% chance that we'll be getting some rain, and it says the rain should go from noontime until 6 p.m., but they're only expecting a total of a quarter of an inch out here, or actually a fifth of an inch, 20.21. So it's not going to be a lot of rain, but any rain is good because we haven't had any in a long time, and we really do need it. Things are really, really dry out here. So hopefully by Monday I'll be doing a nice video about rain in the desert. That'd be nice, huh? All right, let's get to reality here. Swung around here. Here's the heater. Okay, now I mentioned the heater yesterday. This is the ProCom 30,000 BTU, and boy, this thing will put off some heat. I tell you, it warms this whole cabin up in no time at all. And then the thermostat, of course, will keep it going all night long. It'll kick on and kick off as it needs to. On the norm, it might run maybe 2 times, sometimes 3 times during the night for about 20 minutes. And that's all it takes to keep this cabin up. And I'm talking about when it's below freezing outside. So a very efficient little heater. But some information that you do need if you're going to get one of these. First of all, you got to have a 1/2 inch inlet, okay, on your propane. Now, you'll see the coil has got a loop in it. That's called a trap, or water trap, because you will get some moisture in your lines at times, and you don't want to be feeding that moisture up into the heater itself, because it'll cause damage to the heater. So that little trap there is supposed to keep the water that's in the line down low and evaporate it off as needed. A lot of people will have a hard pipe, 1/2 inch pipe with a built-in trap with just a nipple with a cap going straight down, so they can unscrew the cap and drain water out of it as it goes. Either way will work. This thing only runs for the winter time. It's been really, really efficient, and it does its job well. The last one I had was a 20,000 BTU, and that thing ran almost the whole night to keep this cabin warm. This one does a much better job. So if you're going to go for anything like this, and you've got a fairly decent sized cabin, go with the 30,000 BTU. It'll heat up everything faster and shut off. And as long as you've got a good insulation going, that'll keep you nice and warm through the winter. My insulation, all the walls have R13 in them, yeah. And then I've got R30 in the ceilings, and I've got R19 under the floors. So it keeps cold from coming up from the ground and absorbing through my floors. I walk around barefoot in here all the time. That's because I'm bare and these are my feet, so I have to walk barefoot. Oh, what a cute little poodle. Anyway, I just wanted to cover that. Now, I did go into town this morning, and I took my empty 100-pound tank, propane tank, in and had it filled. And this trip took, it cost me almost $94 to fill my propane up for the start of the winter. And last year I paid $64. I think it was 63 and change. So thank you, idiot in charge, uh, for driving prices up. I'd gone into the store to buy a couple of steaks yesterday, and I ended up with 2 New Yorks that cost me $24, $12 a steak. And last year I was getting those same steaks for about $6, $5 and change each. So ridiculous prices. What can you say, right? Well, you can say go out and vote next election and get rid of this idiot. He has no idea about finances, none whatsoever. He has no idea how to budget anything, and he's driving this country into a hole. The next person is going to have a hard time bringing it back together. Anyway, what I wanted to mention was I got my propane tank out there. Now, whenever you move or jostle your tanks around, you've got to have a regulator on there. Now, on my regulator that's outside, it uses a 3/8 copper line that comes out of the tank regulator. And it's a dual phase or a dual port regulator, and with a 3/8 inch line that feeds a 3/4 inch galvanized line that comes into the cabin, and then off of that are 1/2 inch galvanized or black pipe lines that run to the different items, like my tankless water heater or my heater, and or my stove. Everything is 1/2 inch off of the 3/4. So it does say that these things require a 1/2 inch service line going to them. But the tank itself feeds everything with a 3/8 inch line. What that does is it fills up all of those pipes, the 3/4 inch pipe and a 1/2 inch pipe, and gives you plenty of volume. And the regulator will keep that pressure constant through that whole piping system. So these things will work off of that. All right. So you have to do that. Now, one thing you always want to do whenever you go out and jostle your tanks around, moving them or changing from one to the other, always bring your Windex or your window cleaner spray bottle out with you. And after you make all your connections, spray each one of the connections. If you see little bubbles blowing, you've got a leak. So you're going to address that right then and there. Otherwise, you're going to go inside and you're going to leak all your propane out into the air. And if the winds are blowing like they are here right now, you'll never smell it. So it's always good to check all your connections after you jostle or move your propane tanks. Even if you're on a motorhome or a camper or anything like that, you change a tank or move a tank, spray all of the connections with a soapy liquid. I like using Windex. It does the best job. And if there's even the slightest little leak, you'll see an air bubble blow. And you can grab your wrench or channel locks, whatever you have handy, and tighten the fitting so that it doesn't leak anymore. So remember that tip, everybody. That's very important, and you should do that every time you change or fill your tanks. Always want to check all of them for leaks. All right. Well, that's about it. That's about all I have. I'm staying in the cabin. It's starting to get chilly outside. The winds are still howling out there. You can see the clouds all building in out there. The rain storm isn't supposed to get here until noontime on Monday, but we should see the clouds starting to move in tomorrow, late tomorrow or so, because it's a really big, what they call atmospheric river that's out over the Pacific Ocean right now and headed this way. Now, it is going to be passing more to the north of us, but because of the size of this thing, some of it will dip down here into Southern California, and we should get some rain out of it. They said it's not going to be a heavy rain. It's going to be more like one of those irritating drizzles all day long. So that's fine with me. I got my water harvesting systems all set up and ready to capture. So quarter inch of rain. If I get a full quarter inch here, that's going to give me somewhere around 800 or 900 gallons of water that I'll capture. That'll be great for watering my plants and that stuff. And I won't have to water them for a while because, of course, it's not getting that hot during the day anymore. And the rain itself is going to water my garden house. And that'll be great. And then I'll capture some water that I can transfer down to the garden house so I can water if we don't get any rain for another week or two. But hopefully this will be a wet week or a wet winter. It'll be well welcomed by all of us out here in the desert. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Don't forget thumbs ups down there, and don't forget to subscribe. Subscriptions are going well, and I've got a surprise coming up when I get to the 555. When there's all fives going across my subscriptions, there's going to be a real surprise for everybody out there. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. This is G Bear signing off.